Here's a question almost nobody can answer honestly. What does your money actually do for you right now? Earn or just sit there?
Because there's a number where that answer flips, and it isn't the one people expect. I'm going to walk you through it, because once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Most people treat saving like climbing stairs. Each step is the same height. Save 1,000, feel a little better.
Save 10,000, feel a little better than that. 20,000, just more of the same, right, wrong.
And that assumption is exactly why so many people plateau right when things are about to get interesting.
I'm the guy behind Novira Invests, and I spend way too much time studying why some people quietly build real wealth while others earn plenty and still feel broke.
If that question interests you, stick around because the answer isn't about income. It's about a threshold most people walk straight past without noticing. So let's talk about what the early climb actually feels like. At a couple $1,000s saved, you're still white-knuckling it. Every bill feels like a test. A flat tire isn't an inconvenience, it's a crisis. You're not managing money at this stage.
You're just trying to survive it. Get to 10,000 and something loosens. You sleep a little easier.
A surprise expense doesn't wreck your month anymore. This is what most financial folks call a starter cushion, and it matters, but it's still just the floor, not the foundation.
20,000 feels like graduation day. You start thinking bigger, maybe leaving a job that's draining you, maybe finally opening a retirement account.
You feel like you've made it, but here's the part almost nobody tells you straight. 20,000 feels like the finish line.
30 is where the race actually starts. Because at 30,000, something changes that has nothing to do with the extra 10 grand.
It's not more of the same feeling. It's a completely different feeling. Compound growth stops being a line in a textbook and starts being something you can watch happen in your own accounts.
You stop reacting to money and start directing it. Ever notice how a small kid guards a toy with both arms versus how a grown adult lends things out, confident it'll come back? That's basically the shift. Below 30, every dollar is something you're protecting. Above it, dollars start feeling less like things you hoard and more like things you deploy.
There's actual psychology behind this, by the way. Researchers call it moving from a scarcity mindset to an opportunity mindset.
Below a certain cushion, your brain treats every choice like a threat. Above it, your brain starts asking a completely different question, not, can I afford this?
But is this the smartest place for this money to go? Think about what $100 means at each stage.
At 2,000 saved, spending $100 feels enormous. At 20,000, you still hesitate.
But at 30, the math in your head changes entirely. You're not asking whether you can afford it.
You're asking whether it's the best possible use of it, and here's where most people get it completely backwards.
They think hitting this number is a green light to upgrade everything: nicer car, bigger apartment, flashier life.
Sure, you could, but that's the mindset of someone who has money, not someone who's building wealth.
There's a difference, and it's the whole game. Having money and building wealth are not the same skill.
The people who actually get ahead see this number differently. They stop only defending what they have and start positioning it to grow.
They can finally take calculated risks that used to feel reckless. They can build things that make money without needing them in the room.
Now let's talk about the single most underrated thing that shows up right around this point: the ability to say no.
Picture a job interview with $300 in your account versus $30,000. With $300, you take whatever's offered and say thank you on the way out.
With 30,000 behind you, you actually ask questions. Is this role going anywhere? Do I even want these people in my life 40 hours a week?
You're not desperate anymore, and desperation is expensive in ways that never show up on a receipt.
This is what I call quiet leverage. It's not loud, it's not flashy, but it changes everything. You can walk away from the manipulative boss. You can turn down the opportunity that feels wrong in your gut. You can pass on the side gig that pays well but drains you dry.
And here's the twist nobody mentions. Once you're able to say no easily, you get dramatically better at recognizing the right yes.
Something else shifts too, how you handle emergencies. Car breaks down below this number and you're panic. Borrowing or swiping a card at 20% interest.
Above it, you calmly weigh your options like it's a spreadsheet problem, not a 5-alarm fire. That's not luck.
That's a different operating system. Now here's the trap, and it catches almost everyone. People treat this number like a finish line instead of a launch pad.
They finally feel secure, so they coast. They stop learning, stop pushing, stop taking smart risks.
And ambition, once it goes quiet, doesn't come back on its own. Here's a way to picture it. Reaching this point is like reaching base camp on a mountain.
You haven't summited anything. You're just finally equipped enough to actually attempt the climb.
This is where you stop chasing goals and start building systems. Automatic transfers, automatic investing, income that doesn't need your permission to keep growing. Instead of hoping to earn more, you start stacking skills and assets that earn for you. Quick example.
A $1,000 course felt impossible at $2,000 saved, risky at $20,000, but past 30, the question changes completely. Will this skill make me back more than it cost?
If yes, it's not a cost anymore, it's fuel. The real risk was never losing money. It was wasting the opportunity in front of you.
And this is where two people with the same starting point end up somewhere completely different 5 years later.
One person hits this number and drops most of it on a car that loses value every single day. The other quietly funnels it into something that compounds.
Same starting line, wildly different finish, but don't hear this as never enjoy your money. That's not the lesson either.
Living like you're broke forever isn't wealth building, it's just self-punishment with better bookkeeping.
The real skill is spending on things that pay you back in dollars, in time, or in doors that open later.
So if you're sitting there with 15 or 20,000 thinking you're basically done, you're not done.
You're about to hit the interesting part, and if you're nowhere close to this number yet, that's fine too.
Every dollar you put away isn't just building a balance. It's building the person who knows how to hold onto momentum when it finally shows up. This shift isn't really about the number. It's about what the number unlocks in how you think. And once that switch flips, there's no going back to thinking small.
If this reframed how you think about your own progress, hit like and let me know down below. And if you want more breakdowns like this, you know where to find me.
This is Novira.